Hi everyone. Do you have evidence that the thoughts that you have are actually true? Right? Do you have evidence that the thoughts that you have are really true? When you really think about that, I know the answer is no. Not always, right? You usually do not have evidence that all these thoughts that go through your mind every day are actually true. So we're going to talk about that today. So for those of you that are new here to my channel, I just want to welcome you. My name is Sally Harris, and I am a mom that walked a difficult road with my own daughter for about 10 years, and while her life spiraled out of control, as did mine. You know, one of the things that really hit home with me is when you start to realize that the thoughts that you have are false. There's no proof. There's no proof that you have all these fears and these anticipations of things that are probably going to happen, and we get ourselves in such a whirlwind in our brain, which affect us in other ways, when at the end of the day, so many, probably 95% of them, we have no proof of. We have no proof that these thoughts are actually true. And when you can capture those thoughts and really analyze that. So for example, let's say your child is using drugs, right? Whether it's prescription drugs or street drugs, whatever it is. And you're concerned about them, and you're concerned that they're going to destroy their life, right? Or maybe overdose. And that's a very valid concern. But living in fear over that, you have no proof that that's going to happen, right? You have no proof that they're also going to choose the other path of rehab, getting clean, straightening up their life and cleaning up their life. You have no proof of either. So many times we could say, okay, well, you need to think positive. There's truth to that, right? We do. We need to focus on the positive and not the negative. But when it comes to specific thoughts, if we are focusing on my child is going to overdose, or my child is going to be homeless, live on the street, you're picturing all of this in your mind, you have no proof of that, right? So I tell you this because, and maybe you already experienced this, maybe you know this and just are not putting it in practice. But it's one of those things where you have got to take your thoughts captive right then and there. And it takes work and it takes time. But I want you to realize something, that when you are having those thoughts that you have no proof of, when you're having those thoughts, your thoughts are going to affect your feelings, right? So if you're having these thoughts of your child's going to overdose, your child's going to live homeless on the street, what is that doing to you? It's evoking a lot of emotion and feeling of sadness, anger, worry, all of those things, all of those types of feelings you're going to have naturally because your mind is telling you that these things are going to happen. But in reality, if you back that up, you realize that that thought is not a valid thought because you have no proof of it that's even going to happen. And so that you shouldn't be worrying about that, right? Now, when your thoughts start doing that and your thoughts evoke your feelings are going to affect your actions, right? Because how you feel is how we act many times. And so it really is a cyclical thing. And so if you can head it off at the pass and stop it at the start with our thoughts, it makes it much easier, or not necessarily easier, but you're going to prevent, hopefully, some of that illness that you're experiencing emotionally and physically. Because those things come from our emotions and right? Those things come from our feelings, and those feelings come from our thoughts. So I hope that helps you today. I just want you to take captive those thoughts and realize that you do have control over them. You do have control over your mind. So I hope that helps someone today. And I use that example loosely, but I also do understand how frightening and scary the thought of that could be, right? All the more reason to take that thought captive. So If you and I have never chatted before and you would like to have a 30-minute consultation, it's not a coaching call. It's an opportunity for you moms who are ready to dive in and do the work for yourself to get your own life back in the midst of this chaos. I am not a therapist. I cannot help your child. I am not here to help them. I am here to help you. And that means you being ready, to have conversation around what does that look like? Like, well, how do I get my own life back? And if you're ready to answer that question and you can ask yourself those types of questions, then I encourage you to book a call with me. The link for the discovery call is below, and I hope to talk to you soon.